This meeting is being recorded.
Cool. Hey guys, welcome back to A2D. Got my boy Chris back with me. We're here to go over Wildcard weekend. We got a big weekend, obviously. Starting. What do you think, Chris?
Hey, it's going to be a crazy ass week, dude. We got 50-50 games all the way around, bro. Besides a couple, we got 50-50 games all the way around, brother.
Dude, some of these things are about to be so close. You know what I mean? Some of them I'm like, we'll see. We've got some obvious favorites. You know what I mean? Like my boys, we should take care of Philly on Sunday. You know what I mean? But let's get right into Saturday. Screw it. We got Vegas and Cincinnati. We're gonna obviously predict who we think is gonna win each game. We're gonna go over some DFS guys too, because I got my DFS lineup ready to rock. Like I told you guys last week, Jamar Chase might be a good option here if you're willing to pay up. You know what I mean? He went off. You know, him and Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow, that's actually my DFS quarterback in my DFS lineup because the Raiders. You know they've been winning, but that's because kind of because Derek Carr's been holding it down. The Bengals, Joe Burrow's been hot, so.
What
I mean? I think, the only chance the Raiders have is if they put up 30 something, you know what I mean? So we'll see.
And even then, dude, I think even if they put up 30, man, it's with the Raiders, man. Anytime I watch the Raiders in the cold, they don't put up a lot of points. I think Joe being in Ohio, he's from Ohio, he's used to the cold, man. I don't think it's going to be a high scoring game. I think it's going to be I think Bengals take care of it 24-10. I don't think the Raiders put up more than 10 points. I don't know what it is.
Right.
Some quarterbacks in the cold, they're not used to it,
Exactly. Well, I mean, I think Bengals, you know what I mean? I think, like I said a little bit ago, they're just hot right now. You know what I mean? They just beat the Chiefs. You know what I mean? The last two games Joe Burrow played, he was like MVP level. You know what I mean? So for me, that's the direction I'm going. They're at home. You know what I mean? So I'm going with Bengals. Raiders could, pull off the upset, but like I said, Derek Carr is going to have to hang up 30 something. That's the only way.
Right.
Joe Burrow might have to throw an interception or two, but honestly, I don't see that happen. I got the Bengals in that one. That's like, besides the Chiefs game on Sunday night, I think that's probably the one of the easier games for me to pick, honestly.
Right, like a lock. They're almost a lock, and it's no knock against the Raiders,
Right.
You're from California. I'm from California. There's no knock on the Raiders. Don't get us wrong.
Yeah, Modi, just because your team's not going to make it to the Super Bowl, don't get mad, dude. I know you want that rematch, but you don't really want that rematch.
You don't. Hey, listen, man. Joe Burrow's got hella weapons. All you got to do, and as sports fans, dude, we all go, just overall record, this and that. You go to matchups. You got Brandon Jacobs against Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon's been hot. Joe Mixon.
Josh Jacobs. That'll be Joshua.
Joe Mixon, though, over Josh Jacobs all day. Right now. Right now. I mean, Josh Jacobs
that's pretty close, though. It's gonna be pretty close. Jacobs is pretty solid, But Mixon, I'm with you. Mixon's way better.
More explosive, and
Right.
Josh can be there. Don't get me wrong. But I just feel like just Joe Mixon, man, like people doubted him so much. And, dude, he proved it. This guy, fuck. I wish I drafted him.
I think he was like third or fourth in rushing, Danny traded CEH for him, and then we were all like, dude, that was dumb. And all of a sudden, boom, Mixon started doing work. You know what I mean? He was on a good offense. He's on a good team. So it sounds like we're both on the Bengals. We are in agreement on that one. The next one we got Saturday, division rival. This is going to be, this is another coin toss game. They're 1-1 on the year. New England at Buffalo. It's going to be between 0 and 5 degrees is what I'm hearing. And it's going to be windy, like 12-degree winds or 12-mile-per-hour winds. Sorry. The tackle, Isaiah Wynn, he's out for the Patriots. So they're shorthanded a little bit. Bills seem like, they're coming up. So, I mean, this one's going to be like I said, a coin toss. What are you thinking?
I'm going dark horse all day. Hey, shout out Chepe Tamales, Hosey, if you're listening. God, listen, it's crazy, man. I've always been a Patriot hater just because they always win. As a sports fan in any way, if you're not a Patriot fan, Boston fan in any way, you root against the Patriots all day. But I'm going to be honest, man. After all the comments and talk and the bullshit about Josh Allen and his fear of the cold, he wants a dome and this and that. Like, hey, you get drafted to a team, you play in the cold, you deal with the weather, you deal with the I guess the versatility of being able to play in the wet weather, the warm weather, the dry weather. I just that the way that he's acting about that, I really don't feel confident in it. I don't. I think that the Patriots can pull it out. I'm not saying they're a for sure shot. Don't get me wrong. I'm not telling you to put your bets there, but I think the Patriots win it. I do. I think the Patriots come out just how they did before. I think Damian Harris is going
In
to play
Buffalo.
Stevenson. I do think they're going to be running game. I don't think
I think they won in Buffalo last time too. I think they each have a road win. It's in Buffalo, so
Yes.
I mean, I could see the Patriots winning, but I mean, all the Josh Allen talk. That dude, he's okay. Cool. Sorry about that.
we got the kids
This
in the
boy,
background,
man.
This is
boy.
part of it.
Hey, babe.
But like like you said though, like it could go either way. It's 50-50. You got both sides. They both won in each stadium. The thing is that I think that I deal with it the most is, like I think Bill is the MVP of this game. I think, if Bill can control the defense and really run shit and, do things the Patriot way. And I think the Patriots can win this game. Do I think they go further than that? We'll go into that later on or whatever. But
hey, we're just going through this round.
This
I mean,
week
we might
alone.
show our. I actually have now that you mentioned next round, I got my playoff bracket filled out already. So I mean, we'll see. I'll post that in the comment section below, and we can get into that. If you guys have one, I know my boy Josh, he sent me his like a few days ago. You know what I mean? So he beat me to it. And if you guys got yours, throw them in there. Throw them in the comment section. We can compare. We can see if we agree or disagree. And, but I think speaking of agreeing to disagree, I disagree with you on this one, big dog. You want to talk about Josh Allen all day, but he's at home. This is his time. He's been to the playoffs. He's been battle tested now. This is his time to take that next step, to be that next level quarterback. You know what I mean? So I think the Bills are going to get it done. They're going to find a way. Oh, my goodness. Yes, son. 1 second. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Take over. Hey, Brian's right. Now, listen, and now, hey, Josh Allen can take over. He really can. Josh Allen's that man. I wish we would have took him in Cleveland. I wanted a bigger quarterback. I wanted Sam Darnold. Don't get me wrong. If I could have, reverse time and go back, obviously, Josh Allen all day over Sam Darnold. I'm a USC guy all day. I got the hat on. But, hey, Josh Allen's that guy. Don't get me wrong. I just feel like after all the, we're being, this is A2D. I'm like, this is ESPN. About being in the cold and this and that. You get drafted to a fucking team. You got to deal with weather climate.
And he's going to deal with it. That's exactly what I was saying. That's why we agree to disagree, big dog. This is his time. He's going to step up. This is what he's been, got paid for. He just got that big contract. This is it. Put up or shut up. But he's got weapons around him now. You know what I mean? So I think they kind of figured something out. They went into New England. That's big for his mental thing, because he was struggling to beat Bill early on in his career, but he found a way and he kind of went off in that last game. So I think he's gonna continue that. I'm going Bills. And
I respect it 100%. I just feel like, man, with Josh Allen, man, just the complaining about the weather thing. Hey, they're gonna be in cold fucking weather. And it could go either way. This is a 50-50 drop. You guys, you pick your choice, pick your poison, I guess you would say. But man, this game could go either way. This game. All right, really
so we got one. So we agreed on one. We disagreed on the next one. Next up, that's it for the Saturday games. Next up, I don't think I have anybody on my daily fantasy from Buffalo or New England. Now that I think about it, I forgot to mention. I forgot to mention those ones. Especially with the weather being like that. That might be a lower scoring game. Divisional rivals, they know each other. I see that one in the 20s. You know what I mean? Somewhere around there.
Mac Jones threw what? 1 pass, 2 passes, and the last one they listen.
He's gonna have to do more than that this time.
It's a playoff game. It's crazy, dude. That's something I feel like that's not been talked about. When me and you were talking about it with John and everybody else, dude, when I was looking at the stats, when I seen 1 or 2 passes thrown, I thought the stats were wrong. That is a fucking crazy feat to happen. A quarterback.
That's Bill though. You know, he whatever it takes, he's gonna milk it. He's gonna ride it out. You know, so if they find something, like we can see them win. Bill, you know, he finds ways, but Josh, at this time of year, it's your quarterbacks. You know what I mean?
Right.
What quarterback do you trust? And to me, the big guy, whether it's his arm, his legs, creating plays, whatever he's got to do, that dude, I'm going Josh Allen. He's gonna find a way. I already said that. Let's go into Sunday morning. That's when my boys get started. I think we're at home against the Eagles. Number one rush offense against the number one rush defense. You know, to me, the big determining factor is Levante going to play. Honestly, if he doesn't play, I think we should still get it done. Levante and Lenny, they're the two that are questionable for us. I think Shaq and JPP are good to go. Miles Sanders on the Eagles, he's good to go. So they're basically at full strength. They got everybody. So we'll see if Levante and Lenny go both sides of the ball. That's going to be big for us. You know, Lenny's been our bell cow all year. So hopefully he can go. But honestly, even if he does, if those guys don't go, I think we still find a way. It's Philly. We're at home. It's round one. It's Tom. Right. I think we're going to find a way.
That D-line, dude. That D-line, and even with Levante out, dude, you got Devin White still in there, dude. You got these corners. You got Winfield, man. He's above it. He's way beyond his time. You got Winfield above his time, dude. You got Devin White. Even if Levante's out, Levante, like, dude, he's a teacher, man. He's
the glue.
I get why you love him so much, dude. Like, he literally puts that defense together, whether he's there or not. What he's instilled in that defense, it's there no matter what, whether he's there or not.
Why he's so important? I mean, look at it. He's been out for the past 3 games, and teams have all of a sudden starting to run on us. The last 3 years, we've been the number one ranked rush defense in the NFL, and then now all of a sudden, these last few weeks with Levante out, you know, guys have been finding it. Kevin Minter, he's just not. He's not the same guy. Yeah, Levante, he already knows. He anticipates well. He beats the guys to the spot. So that's a big deal if he can't go. But even if, like I said, even if he doesn't, I think we're gonna find a way. You know, I don't think, knock on wood, obviously.
Hey, don't get me wrong. Listen, do the Eagles have a shot now? Yeah, every team if you're in the playoffs, you have a shot now.
For sure,
you really do. And I think the Eagles, they have a shot at maybe pulling out a miracle, but it's really rare. I just think that defensive line, dude, when you put pressure on a younger quarterback, dude, and the Bucs are all about pressure and putting pressure on quarterbacks, especially younger quarterbacks, it's hard to overcome that, dude. And I really think with the Bucs line, they have one of the better offensive lines on top of it, dude. You got a bit D-line and offensive line, dude. You got a good D-line, good offensive line, dude. You go a long way. That's your start. That's your start of everything, dude. D-line, offensive line. And I think the Bucs have focal pointed on that, dude. They've been able to build on that. I don't see the Eagles overcoming that. Now, do I think it could be a close game? Yeah, sure. Don't get me wrong. It could be a close game. Eagles are going to be there.
Especially if Lenny and Levante are both out, I think it'll be pretty close. I think if they both play, I think we would kind of take it to them a little bit. But it sounds like we're in agreement on that one for that game. DFS wise, I'm playing Mike Evans, and Gronk. I thought about going Gronk too because I know Philly's bad against the tight ends all year. I think they're like one of the worst, if not the worst, against fantasy wise. But I just feel like honestly, I don't like paying up for guys. I kind of paid up a little bit for Mike Evans, but I just feel like he's gonna get the volume. He's gonna no matter what. With Godwin out, with AB out. Mike is about to get, especially in the end zone. He was 14 touchdowns. He had over 1,000 yards again. You know what I mean? He's consistent. He gets the red zone look. So I went up, paid up just a little bit for Big Mike. I think he's worth it. He's going to get at least one touchdown.
Your big thing is though, you in the DFS especially, we know it too. Especially it's those guys that you don't expect. The big thing about DFS and like what we talk, we talk about DFS guys all the time. The big thing is projecting those guys that people aren't putting in their lineups. If you can get that guy that most people aren't projecting, boom, right there. You get a touchdown or two out of him, even some yards and maybe a TD, and you have that guy as a low salary guy,
that's what plenty doesn't play. But I get what you're saying. Me personally with DFS, I honestly, I don't like doing that because I like to go for some guys that I know I'm going to get a sure thing. So I kind of go depth throughout personally. I'm not one of the guys that normally pays up for Cooper Kupp. I know Cooper Kupp has a great matchup with
But
the
you take
Niners.
away your whole
But with
salary.
him being 10,000, yeah, I can't do it. I'd rather go Mike Evans, and some other guys. So I also have the Bucks defense as my DFS, which is tough to find a defense because it's playoff time. All these offenses are pretty damn good. So I went with I went with the Bucks.
But I
So
mean,
we're
look,
agreeing on-
the Bucks secondary has stepped up though too. The Bucks
Yeah, well, they
secondary
got
has stepped
healthy.
up too.
We got healthy. Carlton Davis is back.
Exactly.
That's been huge. SMB has been back for a little while. Sean Murphy bunting. Jamel Dean has actually been really good all year. You mentioned Winfield, so they're young, but they're getting there. As long
And
as they start getting
you
together.
could pick up maybe a Philly receiver that's like secondary. I just the big thing with DFS is grabbing that guy that no one else grabs. The big thing with DFS is grabbing somebody else that not a lot of people are grabbing. You want to grab that salary guy that's really low that could have a chance to, explode, go Rams, Jefferson. I mean, you go for
Jefferson,
somebody,
yeah.
and he's not real low, but you go for a guy, you got to have that one guy in your lineup. If you want to win on DFS, you got to have that one guy in your lineup that not everyone picks. You have to go against the grain, dude. You really do. You have to pick that one guy to make the difference in your lineup for everyone else, dude. DFS is always about that. You got to have that one guy that no one else picks.
We'll be posting I know I'll be posting my DFS lineup. I already have mine. I'll be putting that in the comment section also. So like I said, we're in agreement on the Bucks. So next up, I think, the game of the weekend, the one that everyone's talking about, since 1994, San Francisco at Dallas. It's going to be, like I said, the game of the weekend. These two teams, it's a heavyweight fight. They're going to be going at it. For me all week, I was looking into the Trent Williams situation. It looks like he's back. He's ready to roll. Keanu O'Neal, the linebacker on the Cowboys, he's out as far as, active, inactives. There's an injury report today. So I think with Trent coming back, I think that's actually enough for me to swing it. I was on the fence. I was kind of leaning with Dallas, but with Trent back, Niners have momentum. So I picked the Niners. That's what I have highlighted here. So that's what I'm going to stick with. I think they're going to get it done. I kind of hope they get it done too, because I think they have a good shot against Green Bay. And I honestly don't want to see Dallas, because Dallas has a lot of firepower. I can see Dallas going. So I don't know if this is with my heart, with my head, but it's kind of a mixture between both. I feel, because the Niners do, have a legit shot. I think they're gonna, Debo. Who can guard him right now? I know Diggs, he has 10 interceptions or whatever it is, but that's just a tough matchup. He's a tall, bigger guy, you know what I mean? So he's not going to want to guard the shifty Debo style. So I think Debo's going to do his thing. I think Dallas is going to have trouble, stopping San Francisco. San Francisco is going to put maybe 28 to 30, something like that, And, the Niner defense, they're going to have to hopefully have Dak has one of his off games. I think, Dak's been up and down all year. They kind of been going as he goes. I know they coming off 50 or whatever it is against the Eagles, so they have momentum also. But that was against the Eagles. They're resting guys, and the Eagles, I think Minshew put up 20 something. And that's Minshew.
Right.
George Kittle, Debo, Ayuk's healthy. They got Trent back. Elijah Mitchell, the running back. It seems like they're getting healthy at the right time defensively too. They, if they can get a couple turnovers, I think that'll
this
seal it.
game is really going to rely on Kittle. I do like it's not that Kittle's not always an option or always the big game thing. I just think with the last couple games, man, Kittle's been quiet. He's not going to stay quiet for that long, dude. And I think if Kittle goes off and you got Kittle going on, you can't just stick to Kittle. You got Debo, you got Ayuk. I think Diggs is going to get burned by Ayuk. One play, I think Ayuk is going to get a TD, and I feel like Diggs is going to get pushed over to him, and Debo is going to get pressed by linebackers. And I think you got Kittle. I just think the weapons on the Niners, even though you would think, go Cowboys. You got CeeDee Lamb, you got Amari Cooper,
Gallup's out, but I get what you're saying.
And Cedric Wilson's good. Cedric Wilson's good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Cedric Wilson's not good. And I do think Cedric Wilson gets a TD too. That could be a little dark horse you get to, like a low salary DFS player you get to. I just think that Kittle, I think this is Kittle's game, bro. I don't know. Maybe the last 2-3 games.
Right. Well, you mentioned Kittle. I mean, Kittle obviously handles it in the middle. I got
Mhm.
bars. And Micah Parsons, dude, but that's kind of his area,
Fuck.
you know, sometimes.
Shout out
So
to
I think
Dallas for drafting him,
for
bro.
Dallas, for the X factor for him is definitely Micah Parsons. So I think if he's gonna need, to me, he's the second, you know, TJ Watt's defensive player of the year. Micah Parsons is second,
Man,
to
as a
me, you know.
rookie,
And he's
solid.
gonna need defensive player of the year type performance if the Cowboys have a shot, because whether it's, you know, Debo on a crosser, Elijah Mitchell, you know, coming at you up the middle, hitting, you know, Kittle up the middle, they like to handle that area, you know, a lot, you
Like
know.
I feel like the
So
Cowboys safeties are not good enough to.
they're
I'm not
not.
saying they're
That's
not.
why I'm saying Micah. That's why Micah has to be like, he has to stop the run. Dude has to hit
He's got
Jimmy
to
a
do
couple
everything.
times. He's got to have an MVP defensive player of the year type performance if Dallas is going to beat them.
Right, right.
And I don't know. He's a rookie, dude. He's
Exactly,
good.
and
He's
he's
damn
great.
good.
Don't get us wrong. Hey, listen, we're not knocking Micah Parsons. He's the best linebacker we've seen in years as a rookie. I mean,
Yeah,
I can't name
for sure.
a better rookie in his.
No.
I mean,
Lawrence Taylor is the only guy since like that on that class, dude.
you don't see that shit. So hey, shout
No.
out Cowboys for drafting him, dude. Like, you got a fire ass linebacker. Don't get us wrong, but I just think the
So who you
Niners,
going with on that? You got the Niners too? 31-27 Yeah.
Niners, dude. I
Yeah,
got
close game
Niners.
too. So we're both in agreement on that one too. So you going with New England? I forgot to mark that one down.
Mm-hmm.
Damn,
Tepe Tamales, I got you, brother. No worry.
that's right, that's right. Shoot, hey, but shoot, I'm 23-9 my last couple of weeks, so I'm not too bad here. So we'll see. We'll keep it going. That's Sunday night. I think we're probably gonna agree on this one too. We got Pittsburgh at Kansas City.
Oh,
Um, Clyde Edwards-Helaire is out, but he's been in and out all year. They're kind of used to
got the
playing
better
without him.
back in there.
You got Daryl Williams, you know, and they
Mhm.
got Derek Gore, I think is his name. He's been playing pretty good lately too.
Stud.
Who else? Well, we got Najee Harris for the Steelers is questionable. We saw his arm get messed up a little bit. He
Yeah,
got
right.
that cast or whatever, but that fool's a gangster, dude. He's gonna play. That dude's
He is.
he's a
He's a
beast.
beast. He's a beast.
Yeah. So you know
I
he's gonna
underplayed Ante Harris just because he's a Pittsburgh Steeler, but man, that guy, dude, he started out slow and he fucking progressed, dude. You got on your fantasy team, he obviously helped carry you to playoffs or something, man. That guy stepped up. No hate against Pittsburgh. All the hate actually against Pittsburgh, but as you know, the guy's good.
No, it's not, yeah, for sure, for sure.
Fuck,
And
he's
then
good.
Deontay Johnson, dude, like he's speaking. Since we're talking about the Steelers, he's gonna have to him and Claypool, dude. Big Ben's gonna have to let it fly. They
People
got their
better
ass
step
whooped.
up and do something, dude. Like
They're gonna have to, and Big Ben's gonna have to let it rip because they played a few weeks ago and they got routed. You know, they
hey,
got whooped on. You know,
you can't
so
knock that on Ben though, because he was the game against us. Okay, so the game against us, like I seen so
yes,
many
you
passes
can.
that were put right there on Deontay's hands, dude, and he would drop, dude. And it's
But
crazy.
that's a different game. That's a different opponent. That's a different matchup. I'm talking about the
Right.
Chiefs matchup. The way they played that aggressive style every
Right.
time. They dare you to push it down the field and throw
Matthew,
deep.
especially,
You know what I mean?
he hypes that
And
D up.
then he did a few times, and Claypool made a few nice catches in that game. But other than that, they didn't really do anything. They got beat up all game. So like I said, he's gonna have to take chances because Kansas City likes to blitz a lot. Spagnola, you know, he brings the pressure. So I feel like, you know, if Pittsburgh is gonna have any hope, you know, Big Ben's gonna have to throw for 300 something yards, which is a lot to ask for him. But he can do it, you know, like, and
He is. He's a
they,
Hall of Famer, man.
they're playing with house money, dude. I like his attitude. I like the approach that they're having. He even said, like, you know, we're the worst team in the playoffs.
Oh,
We
listen, I
shouldn't
don't
be
like that.
here.
I hate that.
Oh,
That's where I will disagree with you. I don't like that. When I hear my
dude.
quarterback say that we don't have a fucking chance, I know he's trying to put it in.
He's being sarcastic and he's building up his
Right.
boys. You know what it is.
Fuck, I don't like that though. It makes me mad. Listen, if I hear my quarterback come on the media and sit there and say, we don't have a chance, we're the 14th best team. And I get he's trying to do the underdog thing. I get it. The underdog thing, you know. That was us last year against them, you know, Browns with the Browns type of shit. And I get that. But man, when I heard him say that, and I got Steelers fans, you know, I'm up in Ohio, you know, we're right by Pittsburgh. I got Steelers fans that were really upset with the way that he did that interview. Like, just as a lot of like diehard 20-year, 30-year, 40-year Steelers fans since Franco Harris, since, you know, Terry Bradshaw, they were pissed off about that. about him saying, we don't have a chance. I get where he's coming from. He wants that underdog status. We're ranked.
He didn't really mean it. He's not saying we
I
don't have a
know,
chance. You know damn well he ain't saying that.
Fuck, you don't say that. You better. He's
He
probably
don't really mean that. And dude, like they got TJ Watt, man. I don't know if he played in that game against
fuck
them.
that
like,
guy. Fuck him.
He's
He's
gonna
so
like.
good.
We saw how the Chiefs, they don't have the best offensive line. You know what I mean? So they can give up some sacks, and if TJ can get going, then
They can make it a
you
game.
never know.
I said
They can make it a game.
Hey, listen.
All that being said, I'm not going there. I got the Chiefs.
No, all day. No. We're not going to a win. We're not saying all that. But I do think, I do think that Pittsburgh will make it a game up until the beginning of the third quarter. I do think the Chiefs pull away. A lot of people will say, the Chiefs are going to start out hot. But I do think Pittsburgh's defense, I don't care what Ben said, whatever. That's null and void. But I do think that Pittsburgh's going to come out strong. I do. I think their defense is going to play long. I think they're going to stop Kansas City the first couple drives, maybe get a field goal out of it. I do think it's going to be close early up until about the beginning of the third quarter. And I think that's when Kansas City starts to pull away. But don't be surprised if Pittsburgh keeps the game close up until like the third quarter, mid-third quarter, and maybe makes it a game and keeps going. But I do have Kansas City pulling away by a 2-touchdown lead. I
think they're gonna have to. If they keep it close, don't mess around with Big Ben, dude. He'll steal one. But like I said,
and they're gonna play for him. They're gonna play for him.
Right, for sure.
Retirement.
So we're both in agreement there. We both got Kansas City. And then it's on the Monday night.
Fuck.
Monday night. This is gonna be a
division
rival.
The Niners and Cowboys.
This one, you think so? This one wasn't so hard for me. Agree to disagree, brother. I think Rams. They're at home. Stafford's been playing a lot better at home. James Conner's questionable. Hopkins is out. You know what I mean? Like I don't unless Kyler Murray, puts on his Superman cape. You know what I mean, or whatever he is, Baby Yoda, whatever was Baby Yoda thing, whatever he does, he's gonna have to do something, crazy because I don't see it. Stafford, they got Akers back. They got Sonny Michel, who's been running hard. Speaking of Sonny Michel, he's actually a DFS running back of mine. I got him in just because he's cheap. I want cheap at running back.
Cam Akers is not as healthy, and Henderson.
If they get on the goal line and all the rushing yards and everything is going to be Michelle for the most part. So I think he's pretty solid. Henderson is still on IR. He hasn't been activated or anything. I don't think they're going to, force feed Akers anything. Any of the dirty stuff, I think that's all Sonny Michel. So I went with him in my DFS and the Rams, Stafford, OBJ. Enough said. I think they're at home. Cardinals, they started out hot, but I don't know if it's the injuries. JJ Watt, I guess, is coming back. I don't really think that means a whole lot. I don't think he makes much of a difference right now. So I'm going with the Rams.
All right. So, newsbreaker. I'm just kidding. No, I got the Rams too, but I think it's going to be closer than what people think. I do. I think it's going to be closer. I think Kyler Murray is going to make it a game. I feel like, dude, I don't know why. Dude, Kyler Murray,
it's called agree to disagree, and we got
agree to disagree, but I disagree here. But I agree.
Except for one game. Except for one game. But hey, man, it's all right. It's all right. You've been watching the show. You've been seeing how successful I've been being on these picks. I've been getting it. It's cool. I ain't tripping, dog.
Listen, I have my own opinion. Okay.
Smart.
Okay, so no, I do think the Rams are going to win this game. So we're gonna get that right, and it's gonna be on the same page. But I think the Cardinals are gonna make it a game. I really do. Exactly. And I think Kyler Murray's gonna play his heart out. I think he's gonna, fall short. Yes, I do think he's gonna fall short. I think with losing your best receiver, it matters. It definitely does matter. You got OBJ and Cooper Kupp. I mean that's a big difference.
But I mean, they lost Bobby Trees too. Shit happens. It's the NFL. The whole injury thing. Oh, some guys hurt.
Does the Rams defense step up at any time? I mean, what the fuck, dude? Like, got what the hell? I mean, you got Aaron Donald, you got Jalen Ramsey, and now you got Von Miller. When do they step up?
Von's not the same guy. Besides the Don and Ramsey, two guys don't make an entire defense.
Though. I mean,
they got other guys. Just throw away from Ramsey if you got matchups, and they do. If Ramsey
I mean, do they compare? I mean, the greats step up even when they're old, right? Brooks,
Right.
Derek Brooks. I mean, and these guys are like at the end of their careers, and they played like they were in the beginning, right? So I mean, these guys should do the
Look at
same thing.
Zach Ertz. Speaking of Zach Ertz,
Ertz, my God, he
he's in
stepped up.
he's in my daily fantasy. He's been stepping
Targets.
up. I'm going with Ertz because we talked Hopkins is out, so the targets and everything, like him and Murray are starting to get a little chemistry. So he was
Right.
pretty cheap too. He was down there a little bit. I initially had Kittle in there, but then I saw Ertz down there for cheaper, and if I can get a bargain in similar value, you know what I
Targets.
mean? 'Cause I like going. I like targeting receivers in that. I went cheap at running back. I got receivers. I think I got Mike Evans. I picked up Hunter Renfrow as another receiver, and I think Deontay Johnson are my 3 receivers in DFS this week. I'll post it again in the comment section. So we're in agreement on that one too, big dog. Holy crap! All
Yeah,
but
I think
one.
it's gonna be closer. I do think it's gonna be closer than what you're think. What are you thinking, like score wise, or what are you thinking, like? Or, I mean,
I think
give
Rams. I think they'll probably by 10. Honestly, I
right.
don't think it's gonna
I
be.
think the
I
same
don't
thing.
think it's gonna be that close. They're better. I mean, they lost to the Niners last week, but the Niners are hot. The Niners have their number. So, and the Niners came back, but even then they kind of had the Niners shut out in the first half. So
Right.
Rams are the better team right now. They're kind of healthier right now, besides Robert Woods, obviously.
I just want to see those guys just step up, man. I really want to see those defensive guys step up, man. I want to see Ramsey. I want to see Von Miller. I want to see AD just doing their thing. Like I just do what you're supposed to do. Those guys are supposed to be
They
there.
got paid a ton of money. They went and invested in them. So, shoot, we'll see, man. I mean, that's our predictions. Let us know if you guys agree to disagree. I also got my. You already know. I got my bracket here. You already know who I got winning the whole thing. I'll be putting that in the comment section. Also, if you guys have yours, go ahead and let us know. Chris, fill yours out. I know your team's not in it, but it's all good.
Hey, I'm scared to put mine in there, man. I already know who my champion is, and I know my rounds. I just want to wait till we get to that. We're gonna wait till
It's
we get
tough.
to that.
The tough thing about doing these brackets is it can get blown to shit real quick, right after 1 week. Because I mean, for me, I got the Bucks and the Bills on my bracket going, to the Super Bowl, and what if they both lose?
I got one losing in their first round. It's supposed to go to that, and it could be that. The Bills are uber talented, dude. Their defense is good. The big thing with the Bills, that they have one position that they need to upgrade in the offseason, and everyone knows it's running back. I mean, dude, like you get one elite running back, dude, with the Bills. They have a great quarterback. They have a great defense. They got great wide receivers.
They can't be spoiled. This fool, Josh Allen.
They gave him everything.
He likes to run the ball, and Singletary's been doing pretty damn
dome.
good this last month. You know what I mean?
Need a dome.
He doesn't need a dome. That fool's got a rocket for an arm. He's a big, strong dude. He can run around in cold like a horse. He ain't tripping.
Right. I think it's the hearing the bitching about, my fingers get cold and this and that and cold games. I'm like, when I heard that, I was like, man, you're soft. You're soft. What? Now I don't even want you anymore, even though I would rather have you over Baker.
Yeah, no shit.
Obviously, it's an easy choice. If you add 2 inches of Baker, he's the greatest quarterback ever. Not ever, but I think that after bitching complain about weather, you bitch and complain about weather.
He plays in Buffalo, dude. He'll be fine. He ain't worried about no weather. I don't even know what you're talking about. I never even heard that.
Look it
He's
up.
fine. He ain't worried about weather. He's a big homie, dude. He's a big, strong dude.
I hope he plays well.
After he runs over a few guys, he'll be feeling fine. He ain't gonna be cold. He ain't gonna be doing nothing.
He's a big man.
Throw a couple tutties. But he can cut it through the wind. He's got an arm, dude. He ain't stripping. He can throw lasers, dude. He just doesn't have to throw arc with it. He just cut it through the wind. He'll be fine though.
I just hope it works. And like I said, the Buffalo Bills have a way better shot to win the Super Bowl than the Patriots, obviously. Mac Jones. The big thing about Mac Jones, I don't consider him. I'm not saying he's in the rookie of the year conversation. My thing is, stats matters, yards, touchdowns, all that stuff matters. The big thing with Mac, the reason why people are so impressed with him is maturity and his composure in the pocket. The thing with Mac, I think the reason people that are so impressed with him is he's not putting up numbers with multiple touchdowns a game thrown to this point. his composure and his maturity. And I think that comes with Bill, though. You know what I mean?
Right. But at the end of the
Bill.
day, it's playoff time.
Right.
Composure, maturity, all that. This fool Josh Allen, it
Out the
took him
window.
a few years, but he's been through that. It's his time. He already had a big win over Kansas City. I think the losses they have this year, they came back against Tampa too, in Tampa. I think that's the rematch, from week 12. That's the rematch I have going in the Super Bowl. But it's all about matchups. They if they win, then they go on to the Chiefs. And like I said, I think they might have their number. They whooped on them pretty good earlier. So I think it's all about matchups. It's all about quarterback play this time of the year too. So you talk about Mac Jones, but if you compare him to Josh Allen, to me, that's an easy no brainer right there.
Yeah. So we got only. I think we only have one disagreement on the picks so far.
That's right. You've been getting smart, bro. You've been paying attention. I'm proud of you.
This is me being me. Okay. No, I'm gonna tell my opinion. Brian
100%.
knows.
No,
Brian
you picked yours
knows.
first. We don't show each other before we came
love my
on,
boy.
and we didn't even know.
But we got our own opinions.
That's right. We're just great minds think alike, brother, man.
Hey,
once again, dude, I appreciate you coming on with us. That's it. That's our picks for the week. We only had 6 games this week, so we'll next week we got the divisional round. Hopefully your team's in it. Let us know what your guys' picks are. Don't be scared.
Yes,
put them out there. I got my bracket out here. Like I said, it could go to crap, real quick, but it could not. We'll see. We'll see who wins. Let us know.
DFS lineups in the comments.
They'll be there. Also, check my boy out on Warzone. He be smacking. We're gonna hop on here
my
in
boy
a
be
little
with me.
bit. We'll be on here in a little bit. Check us out. I appreciate you guys. Catch us next time.
Hey, appreciate you having me on, brother. I love you guys to death. The A2D family, you already know, bro.
Mike will be back next week. He's gonna bring all his numbers, tell you guys about his vacation. Don't trip.
Margarita's on the way, and how many different kinds he had, he already knows.
You already know. It's coming soon. All right, man.
All day, brother. Love you, dog.
Appreciate you again.